If you want to listen to this episode or any of our episodes ad-free, you can do that now. Head on over to Patreon. Click on the ad-free level. You get all of our bonus shows that you've been hearing so much about. Plus, every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, you can listen to this episode or any of our other episodes at the same time, ad-free, over on Patreon. Way back before most of you were listening to this podcast, we interviewed the one, the only fan favorite from Flipping Out, Miss Jenni Pulos. Who doesn't love Jenni Pulos? Literally, can someone tell me? Anyway, let's focus here. She wrote the Watch What Happens Live theme song. Her and Jeff Lewis had a very public falling out. We share with you today this gem which I think is lost on the back catalog. Miss Jenni Pulos from Flipping Out. Do we miss Flipping Out? Do we miss the days when Bravo had new shows? So today we share with you this great chat with the one and only Miss Jenni Pulos. Hey guys, this is David. Welcome back behind the velvet rope. How is everybody doing? Let's get right into it today, guys. We are joined from 3,000 miles away on a different coast by the one and only Miss Jenni Pulos. How are you?
How are you, David?
I'm okay. How are you?
Hi, New York. I miss you.
You do, don't you?
Yes. I miss New York. I miss Chicago. I miss everywhere.
How is LA doing?
Everybody is locked up here. We're living the quarantine life and it's surreal. No traffic. I'm a homeschool teacher now. And so, but
how is that?
Everybody in our family is okay, knock on wood. And so, I have some healthcare professionals in my family and close friends. And, there are heroes. There are heroes through all this, and the teachers and, people working at the markets everywhere, everybody that's pitching in and doing what they can and dropping even food to people that need it. Whatever you can do, I think would be the advice I would give is just, it's not too little,
Yeah. I mean, those pictures, like I have two friends that are nurses and like just those pictures that they're showing, like all over social media, like after a day's work, like that is just like, I'm like, oh my God, like, I don't know how you're doing it.
Yep. It's the human spirit. It's strong, and that's what has, I think, arisen from all this. So we have to keep the joy and appreciate the simple things and be grateful. And, we will probably live a little bit of a different life for a while, but I hope that everyone is a little bit more mindful and grateful after this. I know I will be.
Me too. I feel like, I don't know. I don't feel like I really took anything for granted. I really am one of those people who truly woke up every day and was like, okay, I have both my legs. I can see I need a cup of coffee when I wake up, but I'm really one of those people who was like, I don't have any problems as long as I'm healthy today. So, but I mean, I think there are other things I'm going to do differently, like, not be in my phone as much and really kind of be in the moment when I'm out and about with people. That's kind of what I learned.
And I feel as though, my husband has loved this a bit because I've cooked a lot more, and the things that you kind of don't, really think, oh, well, or you're out a lot. I know you were telling me that you go out a lot. And so at first that was really hard for us because even as a family, we take little day trips or whatever, but now you kind of get into it and you're going, okay, I could stay at home and be okay forever and ever, and then obviously feeling for those who you want, the economy to come back and everyone to be able to go back to their jobs. And it's been an interesting time. So
Yeah. And like shocking that like all this, like we're 50 something days in like that. That's what shocks me, like that the whole world could just change in not 5 years, like literally 50 days.
yep, I know. You know, we're not, something bigger is in control. You always have to remember that. So my mom is 86 and she said, you know, in my lifetime, I've never seen anything like this. So where churches are closed. And I mean, you know,
Yeah.
it's been definitely something we will always remember, but also trying to have humor within it all, you know, and again, I don't think I would have ever spent this much time locked in with my family, and I'm grateful for that because I will never get that time back. So, you know, trying
Totally.
to find the good in all of it is kind of always been my motto, you know, and not be, you know, trust me, there's been nights where like I can't anymore, you know, especially starting with the trying to be a patient teacher to my daughter. I think she, you know, hopefully isn't scarred by all this from me.
Now, so you're home with like your husband and your two kids. It's just the four of you, right?
Yes, and then he is going, he does work, but he's a doctor, so he's switched his practice to a lot of telemedicine now.
How's that? Because like a lot of my friends, like I have a couple friends whose husbands are doctors, and they're like, I mean, I guess depending upon the kind of doctor, they're like, yeah, they're just the practice is so slow, which makes sense.
Yes, I mean, it's definitely been a shift in every profession. There's Everybody has been affected,
Yeah.
you know. But I mean, I think I also have a lot of gratitude for people that are going to work at the supermarket because they're in contact now with as many people as are in the hospital, and that must be scary. You know,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
front lines too.
And
Everybody that's
they
yeah.
are. I mean, they're out like where I live. So I have a doorman, but like my doorman now it's like a bank. You know, the nice pristine desk of marble that you used to announce guests at is now a bank. It's literally floor to ceiling. But so they're safe now. It's like floor to ceiling glass and like the
That's good.
doorman. Yeah. So they still have to get here, but like they don't leave. If you have a package or food, like they won't even touch it. It gets put on a table. They won't let anyone up to your apartment. So like at least, you know, like but the grocery store to your point, like there's no barrier. Like they're just out exposed.
I mean, and they're starting to do the 6 feet apart. My husband is the designated shopper, and I love him, but that's been a nightmare because he's forgetful even when there's a list. So there's always that, oh, you forgot the milk.
You're
Okay,
like,
I
I
will
want
try to, yeah.
That's not, you're right. You're like, I wanted the ice cream or the Oreos or whatever it is. You're like, we're not going back to the store now, you know?
He's had a lot of trips there. But again, you know, grateful that we're all healthy and it's all good. And I feel for New York. I know you guys you've been at the epicenter of a great deal of it. My friend is a doctor. I just posted about him today, and his hospital is in Queens. And every time someone is released from getting over COVID-19, they play "Don't Stop Believing." They just
Oh,
take it
really?
out to really, yeah. I think there was some stories about it online, but so he's been, you know, front lines all day, going in when he thought he had a day. Then they say, no, you got to come in, and so again, it's just, you know, the human spirit is strong and we will get through this, but trying to do it with humor and hope and, you know, spreading messages of, hey, just keep yourself busy, I think. Get creative. I know you were saying that too. It's now
Yeah.
time to do that thing you thought you could never do. I think that that's important, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I feel, yeah. I mean, that's my motto. Like, you seem like a positive person for, you know, like we all have our days. I have my days, but I feel like I want to use this time for things that that I've been talking about for years that I don't think I ever would have got to. So, like, I started a side creative project myself that I have in the works. And I'm just like, I've been talking about this for years, and I don't know when I ever would have done this if it wasn't for this.
Exactly. So the upside of this is there's a real shift, I think, possible energetically for the whole world, and you know, looking at things through a different lens and really owning that. and knowing, hey, I'm going to do something I was scared to do, whether that's right or whatever it is, with my time, or binge watch programs, it's all fair, or cook more or whatever.
I'm doing that too.
Spirits up, finding ways to do that. I've reorganized that, the spaces. I did my daughter's room, all that kind of stuff to keep you going,
Yeah.
We will get through it. And I did buy my daughter a freshwater aquarium. That's why I was a couple minutes late to you today. That was a really bad idea. So I would not suggest that, because, here she is already dealing with all the emotions of not having school. And then it's really hard to keep to keep those fish alive.
I love
the
fish.
water balanced. I can't. David, I haven't told her, but her favorite one I found this morning.
Really?
He went to God. Another one. I'm like, I can't do this for me. This is just too stressful. I can't.
How many fish? I'm like obsessed with fish. I mean, see, I know myself. It's not for me at this time in life, but I've had aquariums like way back in the day. Like, do you have a lot of fish?
Some advice, man.
Well, I mean, I haven't had one for like 101 years because I'm old now, and it's just, but when I was younger, like when I was growing up, I had fish. Like I love fish. They're calming.
I know they are, but not when they can't stay alive.
No.
It wasn't a good idea, Anyway.
So she's going to be upset.
Yeah, Oreo went to God this morning.
Oh, wow.
Looked like he was alive, and then he thought he was coming up to eat, and then, So.
That's, now where are you from originally again? You're not from LA, right?
No, I was born in Portland, Oregon. Shout out to Portland. And then I grew up in Arizona.
I did not know that.
Yes. Scottsdale. So a lot of heat. I would play tennis. I played tennis my whole life, and, shoe used to melt to the court. We could fry an egg on the court in the summer. But that's good for COVID-19, supposedly, right now. We want that heat.
And lots of business conferences in Scottsdale. That's like one of those business capitals of the world, like when they go for those conferences. And then how come you moved to LA, like to pursue acting?
Yeah, and I went to UCLA. So I moved to go to college, and always loved, thinking about Los Angeles. I also, applied in New York and Chicago. Wanted a big city, and then came to LA in 91 and never left.
Could you ever see yourself living in New York?
Absolutely. I love New York.
Right.
And I was supposed to move there at one point, and then life shifted a bit because I got a job here in LA and then didn't. And then after that, everything happened a different way. But someday I would love it. I'd love to have my daughters exposed to that life as well more. I did take my older daughter to Broadway for the first time she saw Frozen, and my nephew was in the other art fair in Brooklyn, so we got to do that. And it's one of the best cities in the world for sure. So, but no digs on LA. We love Los Angeles too.
Yeah, I actually like both. So as far as acting,
they're so different,
they're so different, but they're both so that they're similar in some ways. Like they're so different, but similar in a way, I feel.
I feel as though people in New York, though, they know where they're going. They're going to get there. And I like that,
Yeah.
We got a little bit more of the dreamer mentality when they're walking around. I mean, I don't know. I love both, but I'm a huge New York fan as well. The energy there is so, it's palpable. It's wonderful.
We like to cut to the chase here and just let's lock it in. Let's be specific. Let's move on.
Yes, exactly. I can't imagine the streets being empty. And I've seen some photos in New York, and that is surreal. It must be for you guys, living there and being that buzz every day. Here we're a little more spread out. So you go, okay, no one's at Dunkin' Donuts today, but oh well, I don't know. It just seems different. Nobody's at the mini mall at Smart and Final. Okay, you can wrap your head around that. But New York, nobody in Times Square. I mean, that must be surreal.
It's a little weird. I mean, I haven't been to Times Square, I've seen the pictures, but even where I am in Chelsea, the streets are dead. It's really strange.
I mean,
It's strange.
I always see that. I mean, love him, but that creepy cookie monster, I mean, he's not there anymore. You
No.
know it's what I'm talking
Yeah. It's like, and like the naked cowboy.
about. Right. Right.
All of our Times Square favorites.
Another
And
reason that I love New York. Yes, yes, yes.
so, but no, but I love LA. So now, as far as being an actress, I wanted to ask you, like, is there anything, that you've been in, like, like it's kind of like when you look in the background, like, oh my God, that's Jenni Pulos, like anything like that, like they, you're in the public eye now, people know who you are. Is it, do you have any of those moments where like, yeah, I was in this movie and that's me and the third person from the left, anything like that?
I was in a movie called The Bachelor with Chris O'Donnell and Renee Zellweger. And you'll see myself and Niecy Nash and a few others had a very big scene towards the end. So I was the big haired bride. So yeah, with a Josie accent. There you go. And then different TV shows. There was a show called Strong Medicine I did, Monk,
Oh.
Charmed, a bunch of things that were small but wonderful to work on.
Did you have any scenes? First of all, I love Charmed. Did you have any? Was this the Rose McGowan years or the Shannon Doherty years?
This was the Rose McGowan years. Yes.
Did you have any scenes with like Rose or Holly or Alyssa?
Yeah, I had a couple. Yeah, I had some scenes. Yeah.
I need to go find that.
It was small. It was small. Yeah.
It's fine. I'll take small. I'll take small. It was one of the best shows literally ever. You guys know that I love doing this podcast 5 days a week with all these great guests, but sorry, it hasn't been great for my waistline. I've tried so many diets, and honestly, let me just be real, I've been effing miserable. Counting calories and logging food every single day, it's too much for me. I rebel, and I go off every diet really quickly. Until I found Reset. Listen, Reset is the first digital weight loss program that doesn't require daily restriction. Now, you're not even going to believe what I'm going to tell you. It requires 2 strict reset days a week. 2. The other 5, you can do whatever you want. You have freedom to eat without rules or restrictions. Give me a break. You guys can do anything for 2 days a week. Reset has a 30-second quiz that will estimate how much weight you can lose in their 12-week program. Go to reset.com/velvet, take the quiz, and start losing weight for good. Really, 2 days a week, and that's it. That's reset.com/velvet. You guys know I take my skincare very seriously, and that's why I use L'Occitane. Listen, I love their Overnight Reset Face Serum and their Overnight Reset Eye Serum. It's exactly how it sounds. Listen, I go to bed, I wake up, and the face serum reduces fine lines. It leaves my skin radiant, makes it look like I had a good night's sleep even when I haven't. The Overnight Reset Eye Serum, it actually depuffs the dark circles under my eyes, reduces the dark circles and fine lines. Now, I also got to tell you about the Shea Butter Hand Cream. Oh my God, it melts into my skin and leaves my hands and skin so velvety soft. This is my go-to brand for skincare, L'Occitane. Don't take my word for it. I'm inviting you to explore all the self-care goodness L'Occitane has to offer. Choose one or more of their products, review it for me, and let me know which are your faves. Honestly, slip into my DMs. Go to L'Occitane.com. That's L'Occitane. L'Occitane.com. You guys know that staying youthful is very important to me, and that's why NAD plus supplementation is an important part of my health routine. Basis by Elysium Health is the most trusted source of NAD supplementation. Their product Basis is clinically proven to increase levels of NAD by 40%. As I age, which I'm not happy about, this is so important to me. Did you know that NAD is found in every single cell of your body and it's responsible for creating energy and regulating hundreds of cell functions, but the body doesn't have an endless supply and the levels decline as you age? Now that I take Basis, I have to tell you guys, I've experienced less fatigue and more satisfying workouts. I mean, it doesn't hurt that, Elysium Health has dozens of the world's best scientists working with them and 8 are Nobel Prize winners. And here's a special offer for my listeners. Go to trybasis.com/velvet and enter code velvet at checkout to save 10% off Basis prepaid prepaid plans, as well as other Elysium health supplements.
So how did you get from acting to writing these children's songs? We know you have kids music, old school kids beats, and just, some classics, poo in the potty, take your vitamins, and brush your teeth. How did all this come about?
Well, I had always been a rapper since the teenage years, inspired by Will Smith and Digital Underground and Young MC and, all those that were telling a fly story with the rhymes. So then right after college, I joined a band called, at the time it was called Juicy, but then it became Hot in the Biscuit with two of my friends. And we did a lot of fun raps, a rap about Bob Saget, yoga rap, yoga ho, to name a few. And then that switched over to that I wanted to do something great for children. And that was before I was a mom. And so I started writing some kids raps, and then obviously I became a mom, and so still creating and hoping someday to really present something wonderful for children on air. So we've done nursery rhymes, we've done a bunch, but I just love rap. I love creating raps. I will always do it. Some people laugh at it. I'm not mad at you. Don't play a hate, participate. Andy Cohen's song came about because I went on his show many, many years ago before his show blew up into what it's become, which has been so exciting to watch. And that was a really fun thing to watch grow and see amazing people on the show and have that be the theme song. So that's been a wonderful journey to see that. And I did a song that I never recorded with him, but Little John, I rapped on that, a remix of this song called Magical Girl. And so still just creating raps all the time, whether it be for my cousin's wedding or my nephew just got married. We did a nice jam for him and his wife. It's just something I love to do. It's poetry with music. And my daughter is really loving music because she's growing. So I'm teaching her that you embrace it all. And I think there's such therapy and wonderful things that can come out of music. I think everyone should have that as a component of their life, whether they play an instrument or they just are healed by it. For me, it's a very wonderful thing. And depending on the artist or the song, I don't know how you feel, but it takes you back to a time. It really is an emotional and a therapeutic, I think, experience getting into music and appreciating it.
Yeah, I'm like a big 80s music person, but I love rap as well. Like I recently had someone on and somehow 50 Cent came on and Little Kim, and they were like, "You like all this?" I'm like, "I love it all." They were just shocked. I mean, don't judge a book by its cover. I do like 50 Cent and I do like Little Kim. So there is something about rap that I love.
Little Kim, yeah.
Yeah, and Foxy Brown.
Yep.
So you mentioned Watch What Happens. So because I can't even imagine, I can't remember that show before your song. So how did it actually come about? Did Andy call you? Did you say, hey, did you just write it in your spare time? How did this song, which really is a classic, which everybody knows, become the theme song for Watch What Happens?
Well, we were on his show as guests. And I believe it was season 1 or 2 of Flipping Out. And so I just surprised him with the rap in the chair. And then he said, wow, I enjoyed that. And so then I recorded it, and that's how it came to life. And I think it was a really interesting, I never thought that would happen. How about that? So it was, the gift that kept on giving and going. And yeah.
Do people ask you to sing that live when they run into you?
Sometimes, or they don't know that it's me. They go, oh, that's you? I didn't put that together. So then I'm like, how'd you not put that together with this? Andy Cohen's got them, come on. There's only one of those loud, squeaky, annoying voices. No, there's a few, but yeah, out there.
It's so good. I just didn't remember that you did the whole thing in the chair. I knew you did a little bit. I didn't realize it was the actual full song.
Yeah, it wasn't the whole entire jam, but I think it was a good portion of it.
It's a good song.
I'm getting old. I can't even remember what season of Charmed I was on.
Listen, you're preaching to the choir. I remember most things, but not everything. And I definitely don't remember dates. Like some people could say, oh, well, that happened in season 4 of this. You've got me. Like, I can't remember.
Are you good with directions?
Like in theory, yes, but I cannot read a map. Like maps have never made sense to me.
Yeah, I get lost still. I'm gonna get
Really?
hate. I'm gonna get some hate for this, but I still can't totally figure out New York. And everyone's, it's so easy. It's this, it's a grid, and I sometimes am somewhere and I'm not sure where I am.
Really? Okay, well that I could figure out. But I mean, I guess
tutorial after all this is over.
If you were like downtown, like when you were Watch What Happens, that's when it all starts to change, because then it's like not numbered streets, and I guess that in your defense that would be, but the other streets are just more basic. I'll give you a tutorial next time in New York. So what else did I want to ask you? So, having wanted to be an actress and being an actress, like, would you have ever thought, like, with the birth of reality TV, that one day you would be on reality TV? Like, was that ever something you could have foreseen?
Before it happened, absolutely not. I was an actor that always wanted to create their own vehicles and not just wait for an agent's call. I think that that's an important thing as advice to anyone that's an artist, like we're talking about in this time. Create that vehicle for yourself, and you'll see, if you look, the people that have done that, I don't know if you've watched the show Fleabag, but that would be one example, where you go out and you put it out there. And if the content is strong, and you keep working hard. I was just watching Michael Jordan's documentary series that everyone's talking about. That and Tiger King have been the two quarantine. And obviously my husband's, from Chicago, so we watched it. But what the theme was in the first episode, for me at least, was he went above and beyond. And so back to the point of, I wanted to create stuff. And so I kind of understood that reality TV wasn't going away. When we started, it was really only Survivor and, the first season of Housewives, OC, and, a couple other programs, but it had not exploded. Did I know it would explode the way it did? No way, but it was obviously a lot of times more inexpensive to produce, and it was a lot of real life. I can't stop watching what I'm seeing right now, and whether people admit it or not, some people want to come home and unwind that way. They want to just see that, oh, okay, someone's life might be a little bit more challenging than my own in certain ways. I'm saying that in a PC way, but
yes.
Yeah. So that was why my ex and I had this idea. We were both struggling actors, comedians, rapper, and we decided to kind of put out this presentation of what our struggling wannabe life looked like. And at the time, we were both working for Jeff Lewis. So that became something that he at first had no interest in. He was very successful, with his own business, and, still then one of the best house flippers in Los Angeles, and very smart with real estate. So I talked him into it in a weak moment to do this kind of reverse. When they saw him in our presentation, they said, wow, we want to see this guy. And that was the birth of it all. And when it did finally come around that it was going to be his life and not mine, and I spoke about this in the book I wrote, it was scary, because I thought, wait a minute, this isn't going to be a good look. But then I went to, I've got to bloom where I'm planted. It's a Bible verse, and it's also a gardening tip. You gotta bloom where you are. You gotta do the best with what you have. And that's what I'm trying to today also teach my daughters. And I always, even though that didn't look like what it was supposed to be for me, just like this time right now doesn't look to any of us like this makes no sense. There has to be some good that's going to come out of this. we don't see it when we're in the middle of the thick of the mud, but you pull your bootstraps up and you keep going. You know, subsequently, I didn't think things would transpire the way they did, you know, here where we are here today. But there's been so much good that's come out of that. And, you know, I wouldn't have my husband and my daughters. I don't believe that. And if it weren't for this whole experience, and there were so many good times. And I think the people that did watch our show, you know, when I still have people approach it, it helped them get through a hard time when their mom was in the hospital, or make them laugh at a certain point, or get some good design information from Jeff and his business. So there were so many upshots of it all. It's been a great ride. And now I'm excited to go back into what I had always really wanted to do, and patience and working on stuff and hoping that I can continue to entertain people.
That's good. Yeah, I don't think I even knew that. I didn't know that it was like your idea with your ex, that was the original kind of concept. I never knew that.
Well, yeah, the wannabes was our concept. Of course,
wow.
Flipping out, you know, I couldn't provide the gold that became Jeff Lewis, his life, his, you know, following all that. That was him. But it was kind of like we backed into something great, you know, through a premise. So that's why the other thing I would always advise people is just put it out there. Don't be afraid to put ideas out there or try something. And that's, again, not to, you know, go on and on, but I'm teaching my daughter that. I said, you gotta fail, man. And, you know, if you talk about Michael Jordan, he just kept getting back on the court. And he's one of the greatest, if not the greatest of all time. And but you can't say he just skated by and got lucked into that. There's no way.
I need to tell you guys about an amazing new service I found called Framebridge. Framebridge makes it super easy and affordable to frame your favorite things, from art prints and posters to travel photos sitting on your phone. Mother's Day is right around the corner, and listen, Mother's Day is not just for moms. It's for moms and grandmas, sisters, for all the women in your life. Now listen, don't tell my family, but they're getting gifts from Framebridge. That's it. It's so easy. So this is what I did. I took pictures of me and all the women in my life, in my family, and I went to framebridge.com and I uploaded the photo that I wanted to use. I previewed my item online in the dozens of frame styles and gallery wall layouts. So you literally like take your photo and then you see it in the different frames. Get started today. Frame your photos and send someone the perfect gift. Go to framebridge.com and use promo code VELVET to save an additional 15% off your first order. Just go to framebridge.com, promo code VELVET. Framebridge.com, promo code VELVET. This episode is sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is the world's largest online community for creativity. Members around the world turn to Skillshare for discovering inspiration, learning new skills, and putting their talents to work in ways that they care about. When I first turned to Skillshare, I wanted to take a class on entrepreneurship, but man, I got lost in the rabbit hole of Skillshare in a really good way. They have so many classes to choose from, and it's such a nurturing, fostering community of creativity. The best class that I just took was Productivity for Creatives. There are freaking not enough hours in the day, and I am always trying to find better ways to be creative. I didn't think it was possible, but this class really helped me. And they cover so many categories: illustration, graphic design, photography, lifestyle, productivity, my personal favorite, marketing, music, entrepreneurship. Need I go on? Explore your creativity at Skillshare.com/velvet and get a 1 month free trial. That's 1 month free at Skillshare.com/velvet.
Yeah. It's like hard work.
You understand. You know what it's been to build something, and you can't get down, but it's very easy to. It's very easy to. You got to be strong about it.
Yeah, I think like especially, well, I mean, that's the same thing like with a podcast. It's kind of like you said, it's really the same thing. I was like, I'm tired of just waiting around for someone to come along. I'm going to start putting out my own content, you know, not even the way I want, but really it is the way I want, but it doesn't have to be. I'm just like going to put it out there, and right, like you take hits along the way and you're like, oh, you know, you read reviews, you're like, okay, well, there's 9 great reviews, there's 1 bad one. Let's not worry about that. Let's keep going. I mean, it's just, but yeah, it's great that we can all put this stuff out there. Like there's so many vehicles now.
And now more than ever. When I started in entertainment, there was a different landscape. today that opportunity is so vibrant and possible to put out your own material in every social way, in, you know, podcasts, all of it. So I would again advise people, you know, if that's something you're passionate about, whether it be cooking tips, whatever it is, go for it. And you're seeing that, you know, I think there's been so many interesting people, they are locked in their house and they figure, how do I get creative? And I love seeing that. It's again, it's exciting. So we will not be brought down. We will continue to thrive, you know, even if we're within our own quarters for a while.
Exactly. And then like once you started filming, like just from like the production point of it, were you like, okay, like this is fine, I don't even notice the cameras, or were you like, oh man, there's a huge learning curve here?
Well, our crew was very well oiled. They were never in the way. And as time went on, that became even more prominent, that they were just knew what, you know, we were together 11 years and a lot of the crew remained the same. So for instance, when they filmed our wedding, sure, we knew they were there, but they were very respectful and it was still a wonderful celebration, and it didn't feel that there were 19 cameras in our face. But, you know, they're there, you know, sometimes.
Yeah.
I would say if someone was listening right now, they'd probably want to ask, because everyone does, well, do you feel like you're going to say the wrong thing? And then why did I say that? And yes, the answer is yes. But you know, 90% of that is going to be edited out, because for us, we filmed a lot, 100 hours for one episode sometimes.
Really?
So that's not just, oh, we're filming one scene here and that's the scene going in. It was a lot of recording edited down, which is a lot. Usually documentary films, docu-series, they follow you, then they go in and the editor has a big job and they take 76 hours of footage and make it into an hour and a half, you know, or
yeah.
So but there were so many times that, or when you're eating or, you know, yeah, you just don't feel your best, and it's all day, every day, but you get used to it. Yes.
Well, that's like one of the joke amongst the Housewives, like people who watch the Housewives very closely. It's like there's a very few of them that actually eat on camera. They're always like having the salad and
That's hilarious.
this. It's like, and then there's just a few that are like, yeah, I'll have the steak and this and that. But a lot of them are just like, yeah, I'll have like just that appetite. It's funny if you really watch closely.
I'm going to go back and do that. That was not me if you watch closely. El Pollo Loco chips. Yeah.
I was just going to say, you guys could do a whole thing just on the lunches you ordered.
Yeah, big lunches.
When did you last speak to Zoila? Another fan favorite. I think you and her were the fan favorites.
She's amazing. I have not spoke to her in a while, but she's always in my heart and on my mind. So yeah, I'm assuming she's doing really well.
Do you know who I am obsessed with? Who I think it's okay to Insta stalk, right? Like it's not really bad if you Insta stalk someone, right? I mean, you're not reaching out to them, but
does Insta stalk mean you're messaging them?
No.
Or you're just looking?
Just looking, sliding into the DMs, then you say hello. Just
do you stalk a story, and do they know you're stalking? That's my question to you.
Okay, well, I don't do the stories. That's the thing. I purposely actually don't look at a lot of people's stories just for that very reason. So
they don't know you're stalking them?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
It's not like I Insta stalk a lot of people, but even like people I know, I'm like, oh, I'm not going to give you the satisfaction of knowing that I looked at this story. Oh yeah, I'm really like that.
Oh, this is behind the scenes tips, David, on Insta stalking.
But, you know, to look at the pictures, you could look at the pictures.
And nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
So when you see a story, somebody knows. And this is how ignorant I am about
when
it.
When you see a story, somebody knows. But then this is what I mean about
me. What if it just comes on and it's flipping to the next one? They don't really, that can't count.
I forgot the amount of time, but I think if you're even on there for like a very quick amount, it counts. So like some people that are normal in the world, not like me, just put up their stories and go about their day. I look at who looks at my stories. But some
You're a looky-loo. That's
I'm
okay.
just, yeah, I'm like, and it's not like I look at every one, but a lot of the times I'll look and I'll be like, okay, this person looks at all my stories. That's fine. I have no comment. Like, I'm like, bravo. Like, if you look at my stories, like, I'm loving you. But it's just, I like to see who's looking at my stories. But I stalk Trace. Trace.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh my God. Like, have you seen Trace's Instagram lately?
Trace posts a lot of, yeah,
Yeah.
interesting pictures.
Oh my God. He's come a long way since flipping out, let's just say.
I think he has a quite a successful business and he's doing well. So that's good.
Yeah, and he has a boyfriend now, Miles. If there's anything else you'd like to know about him, Jenni, just ask me.
Well, I'm gonna, it's almost as if we could hire you to go undercover and Insta stalk someone that you need. This is FBI level, baby.
Anything you want to know. Well, he was dating Anthony from Queer Eye, the new Queer Eye.
So they're not dating anymore.
Now, I don't know what happened, but I can tell you that like overnight they were off each other's socials within like 24 hours. Like every picture was taken off of both. Yeah, there was never a comment. So I don't think it ended so well, just based on my analysis of the situation. But now he's dating someone named Miles McMillan, who, I don't know, sounds like part of maybe the McMillan family.
This is so fascinating. Information.
Yeah. I told you I was going to come out of the closet when we chatted about who for flipping out but I'm just looking. I'm not bothering. But he's, he like puts on a shirt every now and then. Like every 100th episode he has a shirt on.
Got it. So most posts.
There's no shirt.
Okay, without shirt.
And there's lots of working out. So it's T for Trace if you get bored. And want to check that out. Have you talked to Andy throughout this?
Yes, I have.
How is he? I know you guys are close.
He's better. Obviously, he had the virus, and that was, I can't imagine, scary. But he's better, so that makes me so happy. And doing his show from home now, and
yeah,
and so happy as a dad, and just love seeing him as a father. It's really wonderful. I'd always wanted that for him, and it started with Waka, and now, I hope his family continues. And he's always a very good friend and a really good guy. So
that's good. Yeah, I mean, I like the format from home. Like, it's good. I think, that's the thing. Like, when we open up in the world, I think it's going to come back slowly. I could see the show going on at home for a while.
It's interesting. At first, it was, a little jarring for everyone going, oh, well, now they're going live from their homes. But like anything, as time goes on, right, you get kind of used to the new normal. And, I was actually talking to a few people and I said, how are you excited to go back to the office? And they said, not necessarily. I'm getting all my stuff done here and I'm with my family. And so that's an interesting take on it all. What will that go back to look like? The world, I don't know. I go back and forth, but it probably could change a bit, right?
Yeah. I mean, I have I have a lot of friends actually that have like office jobs, and yeah, I would say the majority are like, yeah, this is just fine. I'm in no rush.
I mean, you wish you would have invested stock in Zoom, right?
Seriously. Oh my God. Or like House Party. I don't know if you've done House Party yet.
I have not. I'm a mom, David.
Listen, I'm not.
I know. I need to be a little more cool. You got to help me out. You've taught me how to Insta stock. Now we've got to do House Party.
Just start with Trace. Just make him your first. You'll be like, was this the innocent little boy that worked for us at some point? He's come a long way. He's found. I mean, he was always there, but now he's found a gym, and there's more gymming. But House Party is really fun. It's like Zoom, but you can play games. Like you can play like trivia games with your friends, and so it's like, yeah. So it's like you're all on together. I wouldn't know this except the other day, it's like the easiest thing to use.
Okay.
I
House
haven't,
party,
yeah, I
house
haven't done
party, Instastock. What else can we talk about? I know they've been doing those incredible
TikTok.
concerts and the Zoom concerts. That looks amazing.
Well, tonight there's a tribute. I don't even know if it's the Zoom, or maybe it is. I don't know. But tonight there's a tribute to Prince on Channel
Oh,
2.
really? Check that out. That
It's
sounds
the Grammy salutes Prince. I don't know. I think it might have been taped live. I think. I don't know. Like, I think it might have been taped before, but.
and they're going to start American Idol, people recording themselves at home, correct?
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, that's what I heard. So
Oh,
that'll
wow.
be interesting.
That's interesting. And then you wrote a book, Grin and Bear It.
Yes, I did.
How was the process of writing a book?
Grueling, intense, but really wonderful at the end of it all. It was, I think an experience even that was interesting for my family, talking about growing up, talking about the difficult things that maybe you wouldn't discuss. And it was the hardest thing probably that I've ever done, but I'm glad that I did it today. And I wanted, again, to be able to help people that, you can survive failure, and that you have to fail to get to the great joys of your life. And, after my marriage had failed and it was quite public, not obviously at all intended that would ever have happened, how did I move forward with that? And I think I wanted to help people. And I think if you're in any business, that should be the goal. And so the book was hopefully a piece of that, and having fun and laughing. I think laughter has kept us all going through a time like this, and just trying to see the fun in it all, because there are going to be those hard times. And so it was a really hard and interesting experience. I have a lot of respect for anyone that's wrote a book, whether it's a kid's book, whether it's a novel. It's a hard process. I will say that. I think writing in and of itself can be a lonely, weird process. Once again, I think a lot of great writers that I've read about say, well, I was terrified to get those words down in the beginning, and then I just kept writing and just kept putting stuff out. And that's what I've noticed, is if you just put it out, good or bad, you can't self-criticize in those beginning steps. And then you happen to fall upon something that's amazing, but you couldn't have got there if you didn't, again, I didn't necessarily think this would have been the road I would have gone down, but I don't regret it. And, then your life takes a lot of different turns and you don't expect it, but what do you do with those turns? I think it's all in attitude. And that sounds like, oh, that's cheesy, but it's not. It's all in how you focus your attitude. When I'm at the gym, I'm working on my abs. I'm spending 15 minutes on my abs. Over time, my abs will change. Attitude, same thing. Well, I tend to focus on the negative. I'm going to spend my time getting away from that. And that's, again, I'm trying to teach my children. When you become a parent, I think you say, let's try to navigate the things I did wrong, and, let me give you the best advice I can. So that's the deal.
That makes sense. Yeah, like it's not how you fall, like it's how graceful you get up, or how hard you fall, it's how graceful you get up. Now I sound like a cliche, but it's true. It is true.
It is true. And then when in doubt, just go Instastock,
Yeah, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of people that I spend time on Instagram looking at.
I am
but
totally messing with you. It's all good.
I just thought, since we were chatting, I would bring up my flipping out connection.
Well, you have a fan fave. That's your fan fave.
It's like, yeah, it's pretty high up there.
Your fave 5.
Yeah.
Is that what it was? T-Mobile fave 5? Favorite 5, right?
Oh,
Favorite
really?
friends? Remember T-Mobile? You could have 5.
Yeah.
Grace would be one of them.
Definitely top 5. Maybe even top 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Trust me, it's top 3. Like
His
when
little doggies are cute. He had a doggy.
Yeah, they're cute.
Yeah.
But you know what? Okay, so now let me give a criticism, which I don't like. There's a lot of people, like, I don't like people whose Instagram is so curated. like in some pictures I look great. Like his is just so curated. The house always looks perfect. Everything always looks perfect. You know, like to me, some days I look perfect, some days I'm a bloody mess, you know?
Hey, keeping it real.
Yeah.
I know what you're
So,
saying. I mean, the nails aren't looking so good over here, or the
I mean,
hair.
seriously, I mean, like I don't mind being. I'm one of those people that now has gotten used to this too. I keep myself busy all day. So if we're here in 2 months, I'm gonna be fine. But man, I'm gonna need a haircut like way before.
I
Like
know, right?
I'm I'm not there yet, but I'm like, oh my God, like in 2 months, if we're still here, like what is gonna happen with all that? But I had a friend of mine who's like a hairstylist to like a lot of famous people, and he's just like he was on this show, and he was like, to everyone listening, do not cut your own hair. Period. I have nothing else to say on the matter.
I think
So
it's too late for that, right? I think
I
people have done it.
kind of like, when did you first realize like the power of reality TV? You know, like when you were first like going to the Starbucks at in LA and people were like, "Oh my God, that's Jenny from Flipping Out." Like when like did that happen like right away? Like when did that kind of happen? And like
Um,
realizing like, "Oh shit, Bravo fans are so rabid."
yes and no. I mean, half the time people think I'm Julie Louis-Dreyfus, but when
I
that's not the
I saw
case,
your Instagram post, and I mean, I know you talked about this before, but oh my God, yeah, you look just like her.
and props to her. She's amazing. And actually, right before quarantine, I was in an elevator, and the girl said, "Megan Mullally," and I always usually say no, but I was with a few other people, and I just said yes. So sorry, Megan. I stole your thunder from which I don't think I look a lot like her, but people think they look like people, and sometimes they really do. And but yes, it happened more so as a few seasons aired, and I think people felt that they knew me because you do know people on reality TV. You get to know them and their life. So I was actually so many times have been very grateful for people that have reached out when I went through IVF, all these kind of personal things that they really championed and rooted for, what was going on. And they were actually good friends in a weird way. I know that sounds so incredibly odd, but people were amazing, you know, for the most part. Of course, there's haters, and that's again not what you focus on. But if you're going to be in anything, you're going to have haters. That's it.
Yeah.
You got to accept that, and you can't let it beat you, and you got to move on. And oftentimes, how real are these accounts of people attacking you? It's something, I tell my daughter, again, I'm doing all these lessons with my daughter, but I say, not everyone's going to win every time. And you deal with that too. And you deal with how to play with people nicely, and they get their turn and you get theirs. And so when fans would come up, there was very few times that it was not nice, but they would really be supportive and wonderful. And again, they enjoyed the program. So that was what I've set out when I was a young girl. I wanted to entertain people. So what did that look like? Was it a little different package than I thought it was going to be for all these years? Yes, but I can't take away the core of it, which is that people were entertained by what we did. And that's really exciting. And so that is the part of the whole journey. There were good and bad parts, as if anybody watched, they would understand what I'm talking about over these 11 years. But the core of it was good. And that's what I choose to focus on. People come in and out of your life, right? And some are forever and some are not. And some roads end and then a new one begins. And I think you take away from each experience, whether that's a relationship, and you build on that and you move forward and you say, what mistakes did I make? What looked good? What was, not right about it? And that was something that, again, the fan base and being at Bravo, it was a really great experience overall, so much of it. So that was, and it's fun. And sometimes people go, oh, tell me about, they have very specific things they remember about an episode. And you go, wow, that's crazy. You must Insta stalk me just like David does with Trace.
Right.
I'm
No,
kidding.
I mean,
I'm never
listen,
gonna let you live
I was
this
just
down.
gonna say you're never gonna let me live this down.
Come on, listeners. No, that's nice. We all have our crush. I've been a married lady now for a long time, so but
Yeah,
I still look good in a tracksuit.
yeah, you do.
I'm
I
not
like
gonna get mad at it.
I like this tracksuit. Now, tell us about your friendship with Shannon Bedore.
Oh, Shannon's a love. We haven't seen each other lately, but she's doing really well, it seems, and I'm so happy for her. And she's been a good friend, and she's funny. And it was hard to see her go through what she went through, but here we are. She's on the other end of it, took
Yeah.
that journey, has 3 beautiful daughters, and she's really doing well. And so I'm so happy to see that.
Are you friendly with any other housewives?
I'm
Past
fr-
or present?
yeah, I'm friendly with Vicky, Tamara, Lisa Vanderpump. Is Lisa and Ken are my peeps, and like I've over the years, known a lot of them, and I like a lot of them. They're fun, and they will light up any room they walk into. All of them independently. So
Yes.
yeah, they are a bundle of wow.
They're fun, yeah. I mean, like every time I meet a housewife, or even like, the ones I know and am friendly with, like I get why each of them were cast. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and everyone always asks me, like, what's this one like in real life? What's that one like? I'm like, kind of like what you just said. I'm like, they're kind of exactly how you would think they would be. Like, it's reality TV, like maybe a slight heightened version of themselves, but everyone's exactly how you see them on TV, more or less.
And absolutely. And I love to see what Bethany's done and Lisa has done, and the women that have been able to really also give back in whatever way, whether that be that they've gotten creative and done stuff. I was in Luann's cabaret show out here in LA months ago when it was first launching and going, and it was great to see her do that. It was so fun. So
Yeah.
they're a very eclectic, wonderful bouquet of flowers, if you will.
Like the gift that keeps giving, right?
Yes, yeah.
Are you shocked that like Vicky and Tamara are not going to be on anymore?
I am shocked. Yes, I really am. But we'll see. I mean, I was shocked that Lisa wouldn't be on anymore. And I guess, it's the changing of the guards, if you will. But Lisa's fierce, and she'll continue to go on and be fierce. So she's always been a good friend.
And Vanderpump Rules is the best show on Bravo. So Lisa's doing. Oh my God, it's like there's flowers, there's thorns, there's bouquets. It's literally a gift from above. It's the best show on Bravo.
Another gift, to switch gears for a minute off of Bravo just for a moment, is Succession. Have you seen that show?
No.
You gotta check it out. HBO. Really good.
Really?
Yeah.
What's it about?
Binge watching a very wealthy family and the dynamics of that and who's gonna inherit what, and it's juicy and really wonderful. So all you listeners, if you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend it. The Michael Jordan doc series is looking good. I watched Tiger King probably with a lot of the rest of the world, or America at least.
I watched it. There's now a bonus episode that just came out, which I haven't watched.
No way.
Yeah. Go on to Netflix and you'll see. I heard about it coming out, but then I was on today looking for something else to watch. Like and there's a bonus episode of Tiger King. I have no idea what it's about, but it's there.
I've watched Lego Masters, was amazing. I don't know if you like Legos, but I'm into it for my daughter first, but then I really enjoyed it. Nailed It is amazing. So it's been fun watching some good programming. And, normally as a mom, you hit the couch and it's done after they're finally in bed later than they should be. But it's been fun to watch some of that. But always Bravo too, and Housewives is back now. So
it's good. This is going to be a good season of Beverly Hills.
Whoa, what's happening?
Did you watch the premiere?
Yes, I did.
I don't know. It's just.
I don't know. TBC.
I feel bad for Denise in a way, but I mean, it's going to be good TV. And New York is back, so it's going to be a good New York season too.
Right.
Now, you are definitely one of my favorite Bravo celebrities, Jenni, but I have to be honest with you. There is somebody I like as much as I like you. And I heard that she was quarantining at your house with you. I've seen on Instagram that Deb is with you.
She is.
Now, I know I'm putting you on the spot, but do you think, I know she might be in the other room if you would like to go get her, but can Deb say a hello to the listeners? I mean, can we have a life hack from Deb?
You bet. Let me see if I can get her.
Okay.
Deb!
Guys, we have asked for Deb. Jenni's getting Deb for us. This is major, as seen on Flipping Out also. I mean...
Yeah, I'm coming.
She's coming, you guys.
Hey, yeah, just make sure that quesadilla doesn't... Yeah, okay. Hi, David.
Deb.
How's
How
it
are
going?
you, Deb?
How's it
I
going, David?
I didn't know if you were going to be able to join us today.
Well, you know what? Surprise, pretty peach.
Thank you. How is your quarantine going?
You know, I'm hanging tight. Jenni's a little bit of a mess, so we got quarantined together. There's been some highs and some real lows. You know, but I'm keeping it tight here. I'm keeping it together. I'm keeping it clean, keeping it right and tight.
Is Jenni getting on your nerves? Or are you
Every-
just having really?
Every minute of every day, talking about herself, talking about how is this over for her? She thought she was going to have a second chance at getting back on TV and being famous again. I'm so sick of it. The 5 o'clock looks good on you. Hold on. Hey, enough.
Thank you. I was thinking of shaving the 5 o'clock today, everyone. But I mean, at some point, I am going to have to shave the 5 o'clock because
Say hi.
it's getting out of control, to be honest with you. But if Deb likes it, I might keep the 5 o'clock.
I think it's hot, and I think I would keep it.
Really?
Yeah, I think you're gonna find your mate that way.
I hope so. It's time, you know? I'm
It is time. Nothing like the present. High time for a fun time, you know? And I say sharpen those skills because you're going to be out soon. Quarantine's going to be lifted, and the world is your oyster, baby.
I'm going to have to make up for lost time, Deb, when we get out of here.
Well, I think that you're looking like you're about ready. Maybe just a little. Maybe we get a little self-tanner going, and then you're looking like the apple of my eye. I'll tell you that.
Boys in LA are not this pale, are they?
You know, yeah, maybe not.
But Deb, the sun is so bad for you. You know what I'm saying?
No, you got to get your vitamin D. Come on,
I
dude.
know.
It's important.
A little bit.
You need it.
A little bit. Do you think you've been annoying Jenni, or are you helping her out?
Oh, please. I'm the best. I'm the gift that keeps on giving. I mean, she wouldn't have made it without me. Let me tell you something right now. I go hard, I go fast. There's no whining, there's no crying, there's no complaining.
And your life hacks, I think, are really helping people on Jenni's Instagram.
Well, I hope so. You know, I really, I want to keep people in the know, in the zone. You know, 6 feet away, but still in your heart. But I think we gotta keep busy. I learned, I didn't know that you could use bread to erase pencil. I learned that. I didn't know that lime juice could take away a highlighter. I've been helping with the homeschooling a little bit.
That's not easy.
I didn't know that you could eat pigs in a blanket for 3 days in a row and not get sick of it, you know? So there's a lot of little things to be grateful for. Yeah.
I agree. Or how did you feel about being on the show? Did you like never wanted the cameras there, right?
I don't need that, but you know, I'll
Jenni.
do what it takes. You know, I was in craft service. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah.
That's my profession. So I did snacks, munchies, and whatnots for motion pictures and things like that. So I've been around it. I've been around the big life, but we got some heroes out there. We got our healthcare heroes. We've got our workers. We got people that got to get back to work. So I say, let's stay safe. Let's flatten this curve. Let's get back. Let's be like we never were before, David. Let's go out. Let's get some tail. Let's make it happen. Let's get creative. Let's change. Let's be more positive. Let's exercise more. What else? What do you think?
I think that is all
Let's
inspiring,
whiten your
Deb.
teeth if you want to. Get some crest strips.
Are you trying to tell me I have yellow teeth? I do. You know how much
No.
coffee I drink?
Yours
Oh.
aren't yellow.
Trust me, they are. Deb, you're like too kind to me today. You like the 5 o'clock shadow. You like my teeth.
Especially the top look white. Maybe the bottom could use a strip.
A strip or two. Well, I know you're a busy woman. I really appreciate you stopping by. Do you think Jenni will come back to sign off?
Yeah, she will.
I know she's busy with the kids.
Yeah, who knows what she's doing. She says that, and then she's, in the corner looking at herself. Let me go see.
Okay, thank you, Deb. Guys, we had
Ciao,
a
baby.
sit down with Deb.
Keep it real, David. Keep it real.
Deb, you're the best. I love you.
Love your buns.
Guys, we got joined by Deb. That was major. If anyone is following Jenni on Instagram, Deb's life hacks they're really helping us get through quarantine. They're helping me.
Hi, David. Sorry.
Oh my God. She was amazing. I hope I didn't bother her too much.
Oh, I think, secretly loves it, but she says she doesn't.
I just told her. I mean, her life hacks really are helping, I think, a lot of people get through quarantine.
Good. I'm glad.
It's really
Are they even helpful? I don't know.
Well, I mean, that's how I thought of her because I brought up Shannon Bedore. Shannon Bedore seems to, every time Deb does a life hack, 2 seconds later, Shannon Bedore is like gushing over Deb.
Shannon's a big Deb fan. Yeah.
I hope she gives you as much love as she gives Deb.
Everybody. Yeah.
She loves. No, I think
Sorry, I got my little one came in.
she can. Well, I mean, you are home. Hi. She's probably like, Mommy, what are you doing?
This is David. Hey, are you on break time?
This is homeschooling. I mean, all my friends with their homeschooling, they're like, it's a lot.
What do you think? Is Mommy a good teacher? Yeah. You like that pause?
Well, it's so funny. I have a friend now who thinks it's like it's like extenuating circumstances, and her daughter's into horses. She's like, I think we might homeschool her daughter like now for good, just because like it's working and she's used to it. And she's like, her daughter's into like riding. She's like an equestrian and all this. She's like, this is probably our new life next year. And I'm like, see?
Interesting. Yeah, I think everyone's just trying to, there's so much unknown right now but our school, as so many have really, they've assimilated, they've been amazing. Every day is getting stronger and stronger. And it seems so seamless, really, all said and done, how incredible they've stepped up. And it seems almost as if they're in real school with their friends, all the incredible things they've thought of to implement. So I have to say, I can't believe that it's been 5 weeks or whatever, and where we, just if you stop and think about it all, it's surreal.
Yeah.
That where we were and life was normal and we were used to something, and now we've had to assimilate to a whole new deal. But again, the human spirit, we do it, right?
Yeah.
Right?
And that
What do we
whole
say? We make it happen. We never quit, right? Mm-hmm. Right? You want to say anything to the listeners? What's been your favorite part about quarantine? No.
having Mommy home with you.
Oh, building Legos. Yeah. I was telling him about Lego Masters. It's a good show, huh? Yeah.
Really? I'll have to add that to my list.
We walked to Baskin Robbins too. Mask on, but we do.
That's not bad.
Baskin Robbins near us is still open. I mean, nobody's in there, so Chop Stop is next door. That's the salad place. Do you guys have Chop Stop in New York?
No. And I think we might have one Baskin Robbins if it's still there, but that's it.
Oh, okay.
What's Chop Stop?
New York. Don't you? Do you love New York? Yeah. What's your favorite part about New York?
Broadway.
subway stations.
Oh, the subway stations. We went on the subway.
Except I do not like when I have to go, keep switching subways every day.
Yeah, we got lost for a while when we were trying to get to Brooklyn. I told you, mommy's not the best with navigation. So we went the wrong way. So then we had to go back and walk all the way through the station. It was an adventure.
That's fun though.
It was
We had
fun.
to go on 20 buses.
20 subways.
20 subways.
The subways can be confusing at times. And you're working on a lot of different projects now, right? Like you said, you might have projects coming out. I mean, I know you can't really talk about all of them, but you got some things in the works.
I've been working on quite a few things I'm excited about, so stay tuned. And yeah, I again hope to be back entertaining in whatever capacity possible, and just put out some hopefully great programming. Yeah.
Would you ever do reality TV again?
I don't know about that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe like Jenni at home with the family show.
Oh, David. Yeah, I think, maybe that ship has sailed. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited about whatever is next, and I guess just, putting forward some new great content.
That's good. I know you have a lot in the works, so everyone will have to keep their eyes open for that. You'll have to keep me posted. But if you ever do go back into reality TV, call me. I'll help you produce. I think you and your family at home, I think that's a reality show right there.
Oh, David. I think that you Insta-stalking people could be a reality show. I'm kidding.
You know what? Well, you can go pitch that to Bravo any day you want, Jenni. You can be my executive producer. I'm very easy to produce.
Well, you're very wonderful to talk to. So keep inspiring people with fun and, putting out your great work.
You too. And before we go, well, two things before we go. One, is there anything else you want to discuss that you feel like we haven't addressed, like anything else you want to say? I like to always give people a chance at the end to add whatever they would like.
Oh, nice. Yes, I just give me 20 seconds. Okay?
Take your time. Take your time. We were joined by Deb. We were joined by Jenni. A busy day here behind the velvet rope, you guys. I learned that my 6 o'clock shadow, 5 o'clock shadow, whatever you want, it's really like a 9 o'clock shadow at this point. I mean, I really could shave. I really could take a shower. Those things just have not happened today. I wonder if Jenni's going to get Deb again. I don't know.
Sorry, David.
Oh, it's okay.
I'm just getting her back in her jam of school.
You're doing double duty.
Yeah, exactly. So I think just once again, I would want to tell people that we've all had a hard time going through all of this, but just to try to stay creative, positive, and hopeful. I think hopeful is a big part of it, because there's days where you go, what is the end in sight here? There is a way to become quickly negative and fearful. And I think just trying to maybe navigate away from that, and whatever it is that brings you joy or passion, to gravitate towards that. And again, a time to create or do something you never, thought you could, even if it's a business plan for something when this ends, that, it's new beginnings in a way. And I think people are also reevaluating what their life was, and do they want to go back to that place? And I think it's just all that is exciting, and it is very scary for so many people. So that I'm not shying away from that, and I feel very grateful that, some people are just trying to pay the bills and eat. And so, we put out thoughts and prayers for all that to come back and normalize. But at the same time, just for people not to lose their faith and their spirit and their hope and their sense of that normalcy will come back. It may be different for a while, but, just to not completely buy into that we can't come back from this.
I think that's a
I
good.
know that seems heavy.
No.
But it's like, I think we're all kind of in this, locked in our own space and reality, and it can get depressing and hard.
Yeah, and I think just keep a clear mind, because I think one's mind is what will do them in during these times.
Absolutely.
And that really is within your control. I know it's easier said than done, but just keep a clear mind, because that's probably what could do you in if you don't.
I couldn't agree more. And I think that could also include getting, even some fresh air or a bit of exercise or those kind of things as well. Whatever does help clear the mind, do that.
Yeah.
Within reason, if it's rosé or whatever else. But
Vodka, rosé. Vodka's my poison.
Or Rice Krispie treat overload, or cooking things.
Mine is
I have cooked
pizza.
so many random things, it's crazy. I don't know if you said you were ordering in a lot, but
I order in a lot. The first half of quarantine, I was like, I'm just gonna eat all the pizza I want, because who the hell cares? And the second half so far, I've been like doing 6 a.m. boot camp workout in at home. So I'm like back on, like I'm
that's
back
good.
working out. Yeah, and as crazy as this sounds, I've actually drank. I haven't drank. Like, I like to go out and drink. I've realized through this that I am a social person. I'm a social drinker. I've drank. I mean, there's nothing wrong with drinking alone at home. I'm not judging. I've drank twice throughout this whole thing. I've never drank so little in my life. But most people are drinking more, which I think you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
But so somehow I've been living a healthy lifestyle, healthier than when I'm out and about in New York. It's very strange.
That's so interesting. Yeah. It's interesting to see what kind of people, again, like you were saying at first, probably, right? The first week it was really odd, and then you get kind of used to it.
Yeah.
And, I'm not going out, and I can get used to this, It's like we can't assimilate. We're pretty interesting that way as humans. I don't know. But yeah, I kind of laid off for Lent, for Easter. So, but it was good. That's a good clarity thing too, always, right?
I think so.
But you'll be back at it, having fun soon enough. That's what we're going to keep putting out there. People's thoughts are very important. So energy wise, I think people try to stay positive that we will get through it,
I think so. And I don't know if it's going to happen, but I'm coming to the LA area like July, August. So we will have to get together.
Totally.
You can bring your husband. You can get a babysitter.
We'll hug. We can actually hug.
That would be nice. But if not, we could just say hi and sit next to each other or 6 feet apart and have a drink.
Yeah, you can just Insta-stalk me.
Yeah. Yes. You and Deb. And I need to hold on, look at the camera. I want to take a screenshot of you before we go. I look like over here. Yeah, that's perfect. I don't know if you know how to do this. I just figured it out like this.
No.
It's going to be like both of us together. Let me see. I might take another one. See that? But let me take another. Yeah, I don't know if you could see it.
Let's do a round.
Yeah. So just so we'll have
That's
this.
cool. You did that.
I never knew how to do this. Don't even give me too much credit. Someone showed me. Go down a little bit. Like, maybe that works. Yeah. Oh, that's perfect. See, like, look at how good that looks.
That's good.
Yeah, like, trust me. Don't give me too much credit.
But I'm not looking at the camera. Should we?
Do you
try
want to
one?
look again? Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't matter if you like it.
No. Look, look there. I think you were looking at the camera more in the other ones. This one you're not.
No. Where's the camera? There?
I think so. Try to look right there. Yeah, see, look. You're kind of looking there. Yeah. I'll send you the best of them. And keep in touch too. You've been I know you're very busy. I really appreciate you taking time away from homeschooling and your family and Deb and your husband to sit down and chat with me. The listeners, I'm sure, are very happy that you stopped by as well. So I I really do appreciate it, Jenni. You are wonderful.
Thank you.
And where can we find you on Instagram for those that want to watch you?
At Jenni, JenniPulos. And the kids' songs are on iTunes. So check them out.
And stay tuned.
More to come, yeah.
Jenni's got projects in the works, so everyone stay tuned.
Hopefully, we'll see how it all pans out. So stay safe, everyone. And, thoughts and prayers for everybody to stay healthy and get back to their jobs and just, keep prospering here.
That's amazing. I really appreciate it, Jenni. And I will email you and we'll keep in touch.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thank you so much. And thank Deb.
I will. She's a fan for life of you now.
Oh my God. I love her. All right. I love you too.
Okay. Love you.
Right.
Take care.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to yet another episode of Behind the Velvet Rope. Because without you listeners, I would just be a crazy person with voices in my head. And if you like what you hear, subscribe on Apple Podcasts under Behind the Velvet Rope. And when you're done subscribing, feel free to leave a 5-star write-up review, because the write-up reviews actually count. We read each and every one of them. We post the best ones, and the reviews really help our shows keep going. And we really appreciate everything you guys say, especially the positive ones. And if you want to find us online, we're at Behind Velvet Rope on Instagram. We are at davidyontef on Instagram. We're Behind the Velvet Rope on Apple Podcasts. Or head on over to Patreon, because you know what? There are just some things we can't talk about here. So for our bonus episodes, go to Patreon and type in Behind the Velvet Rope. And if you still aren't sick of me and you want more David, go to Cameo and book me on Cameo. And you can ask me anything there. I'll answer whatever you want. And I have a bargain basement price of $10. Thank you guys. See you soon.